Today we'll see the features of Java 11. For Java 11 is the most commonly discussed features are new string method, that is blank, lines, strip, and repeat. Then standard HTTP client API, which is introduced here. Then files dot read string and write string, running a single dot Java file directly. Optional dot is empty. JGC, that is the experimental. And Java 11 is a long-term support release. So it's one of the LTS version. So Java 11 is a long-term support release of Java introduced in September 2018. It includes several new features, performance improvement, and a removal of duplicated API. Key features are long variable, local variable syntax for lambda parameters. So where you can use where in lambda expression. Before Java 11 in Java 10 we are using where in a local variables. So now we can also use where in lambda expressions to improve readability and allow annotations. So how we can use where x, where y, then x plus y. So benefit, what are the benefits? Makes lambda parameters consistent with local variables, allow annotations on lambda parameters. Then the second change is new string methods. So new string methods is Java 11 introduced several useful methods in a string class is blank. Check if the string is empty or contains only white spaces. So string blank, and if it is empty or it is containing only spaces, then this will be returned true. So this, then lines, convert a string into a streams of line. So we have string text, then text dot line dot for each system dot out dot println. Then this is this also we can use. Then strip, then strip leading, strip trailing. So what it will do, it will remove Unicode white spaces. So string s is equal to Java, then will strip leading, then strip trailing, then repeat int count. So repeat the string multiple times. So it's string system dot out high repeat 3, then high. So repeat is also introduced, then it will work out like this. So these are the methods which came in Java 11. I'm not describing each and every feature, but just exploring the features right now. So in the third, files utility method, new methods were added to the file class: path dot gets test dot txt, file dot write string path hello java 1, and data files dot read string path. So files for write and reading string, these methods came system dot out dot data, and it will give the data. So benefits, what are the benefits of this? Simpler file reading and writing, no need for buffer reader or file reader for simple operations. So simple operations you can do with this method. Then the fourth one is HTTP client API, which is the standard change. So a modern HTTP client replaces the older HTTP URL connection. HTTP client equals to HTTP clients equals to new HTTP clients, then HTTP request new builder, then URI create, that's the URL, and then this build. So we can say HTTP request response equals to client dot send request HTTP response body handler dot offstring system dot out dot response dot body. So what features it will give? This supports HTTP slash to asynchronous request WebSocket, support better performance as compared to the uh, previous HTTP URL connection. So this is the change. Then the fifth one is running Java without compilation. You can execute a single Java source file directly. Hello.java, this hello, and this is a Java small class. Then run it Java hello.java. So this is enough for to run it. So useful for small program scripts and learning. So not every time you need to compile the class. This is also an important addition. Then optional enhancement. New methods added to optional. Then optional, there is optional dot off, and is empty, is the opposite of off is present. So off then is empty is there. So these additions are also there. Collection to array, a simpler way to convert um, a simpler way to convert collections to array. List string, list of abc, string abc, list dot to array, string new. So this also an added, collections is converted to array. So this is also a change in Java 11. So nest-based access control JVM features allow nested classes to access each other's private member without generating synthetic bridge methods. So we have class outer, class inner. So we can access X here. So this we can do it in Java 11. So what it will provide improved JVM performance, cleaner bytecode. Bytecode will be cleaner. Then dynamic class file constant. Introduce constant dynamic to reduce the startup time and improve JVM flexibility. Benefits better support for language runtime, more efficient constant loading. Then we have removal of Java EE and Corba module. The following modules were removed: Java EE API, Java XWS, Java XB, etc. and Corba. So impact our application using this API must add external dependency, for example, via Maven. So via Maven, they will add external dependencies now. Then flight recorder, Java flight recorder JFR becomes available in OpenJDK. That is in Java 11. Uses performance monitoring, then memory analysis, CPU profiling, troubleshooting, production application. Then the another change is Z garbage collection experimental. Java 11 introduced the ZGC. Garbage collection is an experimental feature. So now what are the advantages of ZGC? Very low post time, typically under 10 ms. Suitable for large heap sizes, 100 of GB to TB. Summary table feature. Now these are the summary table for Java 11. So feature purpose, wherein lambda simplifies lambda parameter declaration. Then new string methods, easier string handling. Then file dot read, string write, string simplified, file IO. Then HTTP client API, modern, modern HTTP slash 2 client. Then single file source execution, run.java files without explicit compilation. Optional dot is empty, more readable, optional checks. Now, collections to array, cleaner array conversion. Then nest based access control, JVM optimization. Okay, and then dynamic classes constant better JVM performance. Then flight recorder performance monitoring. Then ZGC low latency, ZGC is low latency garbage collection. Then removed Java EE Corba, smaller JDK, use external libraries if needed. So the JDK size is reduced, and if it is required, it will use external libraries. So these are the changes for Java 11 right now. Thanks for watching.